Good evening, everyone. Treasure Troller here from the militant state of Michigan, where Gretchen Whitmer, our governor and dictator, enacted a law specifically targeting me, Treasure Troller, so I can no longer drive and vlog at the same time. Today's vlog is going to be brought to you by Scuba Steve. It's going to be a Scuba Steve vlog. It's going to be kind of down that rabbit hole of taking a subject and putting a little different twist onto it. So a couple of things. First is I was thinking about Bud Light today, and I was thinking about that horse-faced chick they had that was going to run it. And I'm thinking, if you're a normal, average, ordinary guy, I mean, someone that, isn't all, that's not socially deficient, it would take you, I'm thinking, maybe 30 seconds in a room with this chick to realize she doesn't belong here, that this is not going to go well. And I believe there are too many Budweiser executives that made this observation. She wasn't there, and because of that, she wasn't there. Now, she thought she was there to, I guess you could say, enhance the brand, improve it, make it more, I guess, socially acceptable. But that's not what the executives had her there for. The executives had her there to intentionally destroy the brand. Not because they don't like Bud Light, but because they could see what's going on. Like in the sport, the major purchasers or users of this product or sports fans, they can see what's going on in the sports world. And we're going to get to the ESPN thing here in a minute. But they can see that the sports money is going down. Revenues are going down. Sporting events are getting very expensive. You have these athletes that are really not speaking to the average Bud Light drinker, and they're basically putting money into advertising to try to support their brand, and yet they're getting these social justice warriors that are promoting the sport, and they can see it's just not a good investment. But they probably got all these contracts out there. They don't want to just back out of the money and say, hey, it's because the social justice stuff is killing us. They would rather have the brand destroyed so it doesn't look like it's their fault. It's not like they're backing out of it. So I think they intentionally brought this chick in to ruin the brand so they could save themselves, millions of dollars. Now, collateral damage may be the losing the Bud Light line, but small price to pay because of the dollars they're saving in ad revenue and whatnot. And so that kind of brings us to the ESPN analogy and why healthcare won't work. See, ESPN had this monopoly at one time, but everybody in the charter system, whether all you watched was, the old movie, the station, or the old Western station, or you just had the news on, you paid $10 a month for ESPN. So if 20% of their audience, Spectrum's audience, watched sports, 80% didn't, but that 80% was still paying for ESPN. And so that's why they were paying these, the easiest person to replace at ESPN is one of these announcers, reporters, or whatnot. They probably get 100 resumes a day, people wanting a shot at being a, Sports Center host. They're paying the easiest person to replace the most amount of money, and Charter's saying, none anymore. We can't do it. We can't do it. And we're seeing not only that, the takeover with Disney, ESPN is going downhill. Their brand is almost has been completely destroyed, but Charter says we don't want any part of this. We don't want any part of this. And so that's sort of collapsing ESPN and this Charter thing. But it also brings me back to, I wished I could remember the Supreme Court justice that said this. Scalia. Wow, that came out of nowhere. Justice Scalia, when they were talking about health care, universal health care, and Justice Scalia made the analogy of, like, you would go to the grocery store, they would basically have your groceries there for you, and you would already pre-packed, and you'd just go in there and pick up your bag of groceries, and you'd pay you'd pay let's say the $50 a week for your groceries. You go in there and you get the bags, and the bags had broccoli in it. But Scalia says, but I don't like broccoli, but I have to pay for broccoli. So you have to buy the broccoli and help cover the cost of the broccoli, because 20% of the people that buy the groceries there like broccoli. And that's really what's going to happen, and that's what's happening with ESPN right now. Only 20% of their viewers like sports. 80% of them didn't. But 100% were paying for it. And that's what's going to happen with universal health care. You're going to be paying 80% of your bill is going to be basically for things that you might, 20% of it anyways is going to cover things that you have absolutely no interest in, or you're paying for. I don't need to pay for birth control pills because I don't need birth control pills, but I'm buying birth control pills anyways. So I think that's really why, in the long run, healthcare, universal healthcare is not going to work, because you can apply it to the same thing that ESPN is going through right now. And we can even take it a little bit further. The movie The Big Short was, all these mortgages are based on bad bonds. Well, that's what's happened with ESPN. Their revenue, everything, there's reporters and stuff have been based on this bad scenario of 80% of the people that don't like it, don't want it, don't need it, have been paying for it. And now comes the margin call. And we're finding out that they're all subprime. ESPN, they were all subprime mortgages that we've been told for a long time they were AAA rated, and they were dog shit wrapped in cat shit. And now it's Armageddon. But of course, in the end of Big Short, the government bailed them out. So I guess ESPN will become a total disaster. We'll find out that it was all based on bad bonds, and then some Elon Musk or some media company will come out and bail them out. And then the consumers will still continue to have to buy the dog shit stock, or the dog shit bonds. So this is Charger Troller saying aloha and good day.